I can tell you're new here because that's the hardest story I've ever had to tell. But I'll tell it again just because I don't want you to have to go digging through my content looking for it. And quite frankly, it is relevant and it is the next chapter in my life story. In 1992, I met my husband, Merrick, and my little brother, William, had broken up with a boyfriend in Missouri and moved to New York City to live with his friend Billy. One night, while clubbing with his roommate, somebody slipped something bad into my brother's drink, and he slipped into a psychotic episode with schizophrenia. My husband and I had not even been together for a whole year when my little brother, in his psychotic state, had to come and live with us because he had gotten on a Greyhound bus to Kentucky, left his dog and his clothing and everything he owned behind, and was sitting on that bus with nothing but a Bible, thinking that God was talking to him. I was furious at his friends for not protecting him, but I was even more angry at myself for living this happy life with this wonderful husband in this beautiful condo in Chicago while my brother was struggling in New York and I didn't even know about it. My husband and I drove through a blizzard to Kentucky to pick him up at my mother's place and bring him home. And the next 2 weeks were a total nightmare. I had never experienced this kind of mental illness before, and I wasn't equipped to take care of my brother properly. And it took me a couple of weeks to figure that out. In the beginning, I thought maybe he was just faking it, because I can't imagine my brother thinking that he's hearing voices in his head, but he was not faking it. In fact, he was skin and bones. He was just a shadow of his former self. He had lost weight quickly, and this had been something that was ongoing without my knowledge for at least a month. On the first full night that my brother William was staying with us in the condo, my husband and I woke up in the middle of the night, and we looked over and saw my brother William standing over my husband with a fork in his hand. Of course, this freaked my husband Merrick out because he didn't even know my brother. Within the next couple of weeks, I woke up in the middle of the night. It was freezing cold in the condo, and I walked around to find out why. And I looked into my brother's bedroom, and I didn't see him in there. And I got really scared. And then I walked over to the balcony because we were on the 9th floor of our building, and there was snow that night. And I could see in the snow on the balcony my brother's footprints. I screamed at the top of my lungs, and someone said, "What's the matter?" And I turned around, and it was my brother William. He was sitting on the floor in the corner, and that's when we took him to the emergency room.